Hello everyone and welcome to another house build in The Sims 3. Today I'm building a farm and I don't have a budget this time, is without any restrictions whatsoever. So yeah, it's basically a really big house with a bunch of stuff related to country life. Are you freaking kidding me? Okay. Guys, I'm sorry if you are hearing this noise, but here's the thing. I've tried to record. Oh my god, this is getting really loud. I tried to record 5 times. Oh, and there's people outside putting some products on the grass, and it's making a weird noise because they have a machine to do so. So I decided to move for another room. And because I have a laptop and I do record on my laptop, I can do that. I move around, and I went to my kitchen to record because they were putting on the other street and not on the side of my kitchen. So I started recording on the kitchen, and as soon as I sit down and start, the fridge starts making a weird noise. Like, just as soon as I start, the fridge starts to make a weird noise. It was really too annoying me, so I decided to move to another room. And then the police passed nearby with the like on an emergency, with the siren like on, making that noise like. So I couldn't record that time, and then I was starting again. But you could hear the weird machine putting a product on the grass from all over here, so I have to close all the doors, and now it came to this side of the street, so I'm really mad. But I'm not going to stop. I'm sorry if you hear something weird. It's just nothing I can do about it, and I think it has stopped now, so yeah, I'm really sorry. But like I was saying, this is a farm, and really I was really off topic there, but I just had to explain because man, that annoyed me. But this is a farm and it's a pretty big house. Okay, great, now it's the train. I'm really having lucky here. It's a farm, a pretty big farm on a pretty big lot. No restrictions whatsoever. I don't had a budget to do this because my last ones were starter homes and this one it's not. So I built in a pretty big lot and I added a lot of stuff. I built the house itself, of course. I built a barn, and the barn also works as a stable. I also built a small greenhouse because, you know, when the winter comes, you still have a place to grow your vegetables. Then there's a lot of vegetable plants and a lot of fruit trees. There's also there's also a place for the chickens. And there's also a track for that that vehicle that goes around and treats all the plants at the same time. I don't remember, but it's from the Mr. Grove Farm venue from the store, something like that. And yeah, I did use that, and I also used some stuff in the kitchen, like related with cooking with fresh fruits, like the jam station or jam oven where you can do jam, your own jam. So I did use that in the kitchen. So there's like a lot of stuff and no restrictions whatsoever this time. And I went all in and I used all the content, not all the content, but most content that I had related with country life. There's no cows, unfortunately, but because I don't have that set, but you can always add the cows if you have the set from the store. So yeah, and you have plenty of space to do so, so yeah. But as you can see, the build itself seems like it's done, but it isn't, because I'm going to play with the walls a lot. I'm not sure if I did that already, but I deleted a lot of walls and rebuilt them until I was happy, and it was like a long process. Right now I'm doing the barn, and I'm going to match the color of the barn with the house itself. Um, and the layout is also going to change. You may have seen me doing the layout before, but it's going to change, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to change the outside walls a bit as well. And this was what I was talking about earlier, from the venue, from the store, where you have your plants around the place and you go around and you use that tractor. I think you call it a tractor, to treat all your vegetables and all your fruits and all of that. And I used those fences again from Bug just because I like the look of them. This time I wasn't on a budget, but I still like their look. I also added some spawns, like butterflies and flower spawns, because it's a farm, so you kind of have that kind of stuff around the place. And here I'm adding a bunch of vegetables. I added potatoes, I added strawberries, pumpkins, tomatoes, blueberries, just a bunch of things. I don't remember what else, but I did added a lot of things. Basically almost all of the vegetables that are in the game from all the different expansion packs. I know that I didn't add bananas, banana tree, because that doesn't really go with the field of a farm. You don't really normally grow bananas on a farm because that's not the environment for it. And I also didn't add all the plants from university. I added like one or two, but there are so many that I didn't do that. And I also only added one or two mushrooms from the supernatural. But the base game plants and the ones from the store and from other expansions, I did use them quite a lot. Right now I'm doing the outside colors, and I ended up going with kind of a greenish color. It's more like a blue color, and it kind of goes with, I was going to go with white, but I didn't like the white honestly, so I ended up going with this color. But I also going to add gray and white as well here. I was going to use brown, then I was going to use dark green. I was trying a bunch of stuff, but in the end it's going to be this blue, gray color and white color. And the places where you see this brown color, they are going to be gray. It's not like really dark gray, it's just, I don't know, it's just a normal gray. But yeah. Oh, come on, don't you start. My dog is starting making noises too now. She really wants to get me annoyed. How nice of her. But yeah, as you can see, I'm replacing the colors now. And I'm also going to make the floor dark gray. It's not going to stay the color that you see right now, because right now doesn't have any floor on it, so it looks white. But yeah, and I also going to add so many plants around the place. And when I mean plants, I don't mean like vegetables. I mean, or harvest plants. It's like just flowers for decoration and all of that kind of stuff. And as you can see now, I'm putting the floor a bit more dark. And yeah, and I basically use the same color scheme for the entire farm, and I will use this color for the barn as well, because it's not a really light color. It works on a barn and it works for a farm, because if you have really light colors on a farm, they would get dirty really quickly, like the walls, so that doesn't seem really realistic. But yeah, and here it's the fruit tree part. I mean, it was because I already moved the camera, but like I said before, I had basically all the fruit trees that I had except for bananas. Like I had peaches, apples, limes, oranges. I don't remember if there's more. There is more, but I just don't remember. But yeah, I added a bunch of plants, and here I'm adding a little flower decoration, and I'm going to do that all around the farm with some plants because, yeah, maybe, I don't know, this farm it's kind of a rich farm because it's not that kind of farm that is um, kind of like a family that is not rich. This is definitely a farm that belongs to a rich family because the house itself it's kind of Victorian. I was worried that ended up going to be a lot of Victorian and it wouldn't look like a farm in the end, but because of the textures that I use, I think it looks kind of like a farm, and because it has the barn, it doesn't look. It helps looking a little bit more like a farm and not as much as a Victorian house. But yeah, it's definitely a bit fancy and not as kind of dirty as a farm should be. But yeah, it still has some elements of a farm, of course. The house itself, there's the left side of the house where there's a balcony, and that part looks really like a farm, and the barn really helps as well, and all the plants and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to have a truck, here it is, and it kind of looks like something that you use on a farm because it has an open back so you can transport a lot of stuff on it, so it definitely helps the look. So yeah, and as you can see, I'm putting the fences all around this time because it just makes more sense to have the entire farm had a fence around it. And yeah, I don't remember what I'm going to do next. Oh yeah, I'm going to put some horse kind of run tracks so they can train the horses, and it's just this little spot here where the horses can train, because I do headed the stables for horses inside the barn. So yeah, you can definitely, if you want to have a jockey, you can. So yeah, and here I'm going to keep adding some flowers, and I did use the same color scheme on the flowers as well. I used that purple slash blue flowers with white flowers, so we could match the house itself. So I did basically use those flowers through all the entire farm. And here I was just trying to get the smaller bushes or the smaller flowers, because if you add a lot of them they will appear in different sizes, so I was trying that. And here is a little corner with more flowers just to have the space have a little bit more life and color and doesn't look so boring, I guess, with all these flowers. And there's a spawn there, so you can catch actual flowers for the house. And here's the bee thing where you get your honey, and I'm going to add space for the chickens. It's going to be fenced out, so yeah, and it's going to have a little gate so your chickens don't escape, I guess, and still can be a little bit free and have space for them to walk around. But yeah, if you don't have the chicken coop from the store, you can put in the cows if you do have them. If you don't, it's fine. You can just add other stuff like more vegetables or more stables for the horses if you have pets. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do. I think I'm going to work on the barn now. The barn doesn't have a lot of use, it just has the stables and a lot of decoration elements related with things that you would have in a farm, like storage wise, like just horse stuff that you need, like rope and all of that kind of stuff that I will add in this barn. And here's a little place for your horses to eat if they are outside training or just walking around. So yeah, and I think I also put in a little small tractor that it's kind of ruined in the barn as well, so you could kind of have that more feel of a farm and things that get ruined and you storage them and maybe you fix them. And here I was going to have the wind's mill. Is it mill that you call it? I don't remember. But it didn't have the top part and I wasn't finding it. But I'm going to find it later, and I'm going to put it the entire thing. It's the thing that is behind the barn, that white. I think it's called mill, but I'm not sure. And I'm going to add one that is complete in the end because I'm gonna find one, because I knew there was one. I was just not finding it. I'm also adding this little thing where you can dry your clothes. Random thing though that I just remembered, I didn't have a washing machine, and there's a thing to dry your clothes, but there's no washer. You can add one if you want, and if you don't, you just have that as decoration element. And here I'm adding more plants because I want to have more plants to like treat, because there's a pretty long walk that the track can go through all around the farm, so I'm just adding more plants. And it's a farm, it's supposed to have a bunch of plants. I'm not sure if I added grapes, but I think I did so. And here's a tree house. If you have kids, I think that could be like nice. And now I'm building the greenhouse, and it's a small greenhouse. It only has a small amount of plants, but it's just if you want to keep getting vegetables in winter, because if you have seasons, you won't be able to get the vegetables during winter and sometimes fall and spring because the vegetables are frozen. So I did add this greenhouse so you can basically keep working on your plants and your fruit trees. Even though there's only one fruit tree here, the rest it's all vegetables, and it's a small amount really because I didn't want it to do a huge greenhouse. But yeah, if you don't have this from the store, it's fine, you can still download it, you just won't have any greenhouse. But yeah, as you can see, I just placed a little bit of vegetables, nothing too big. It's just a small amount so you can keep going. Like, let's say if you don't want to buy any vegetables from the grocery store, you can still use your own on winter. Even though your production is much smaller, you will still be able to use them because there's a small amount inside the greenhouse. And here I added small outdoor lights so you can walk around the farm at night and don't hit your head against something basically. But yeah, and I'm also working in the terrain paint because terrain paint or terrain shouldn't be perfect. It's not perfect anywhere basically. So yeah, you have to have some different textures and colors around the place. And here I'm going to add a bit more plants. But yeah. Sorry, I was just drinking some water. There's no noise now. My dog is not making any noise. There's no machine noises outside. I'm going to hear this again and see how bad the noise was, because if it's really bad, I'm going to record again. But I hope not, because this video is really long and it's really hard for me to talk so much time, so I hope the sound wasn't too bad. As you can see right now, I'm working inside on the layouts, and I have to say I spend a lot of time in some of these rooms, especially the kitchen. I spend so many time on the kitchen. I think I spent an hour and a half doing the kitchen itself, nothing else, just the kitchen. And I also had a little bit of trouble choosing the layouts. In the end, there's 4 bedrooms if you count the nursery, and the nursery it's really small and it's connected to the main bedroom where the parents would sleep. and there's a living room and a kitchen and a small space that can work as office space. And I don't really remember if it's 3 bathrooms. I think it's 3 bathrooms, but you'll see during the video. It's a pretty big house, and it's fine for a family. And if you want to have more kids than just 3 kids, you can put in bunk beds and stuff like that, so it works fine. But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing the kitchen now, and the rooms itself on the first floor are really big. Then the kitchen itself is really big, so as I was having some trouble choosing the layout of the furniture, but in the end I managed to do it. And I also had some trouble choosing the colors. I was going with white counters with a brown top, but I ended up changing to brown counters or wood counters with a stone top, and it's a kind of a reddish stone top. So yeah, but I'm happy how it looks in the end. It doesn't look too colorful, it definitely doesn't look modern, and it doesn't look like, I don't know, it can look kind of boring and neutral, but that was my plan. It's like a farm, so yeah. And the basically color scheme of the kitchen, it's green, like the decorations are green, like the little rugs and all of that kind of stuff. It's green, and the seatings and all of that. And I also tried to use patterns that were more related to a farm, like a square pattern, as you can see right now. But yeah, and I tried to do it as if really looks like a country house. That was my goal, I guess. But yeah, and you see me sometimes going around, I find an object, I try to place it. But yeah, and I used the expensive oven because I didn't had a budget. I was able to use whatever oven I wanted to use, so I did use the expensive oven. And I made the top part match the top part of the counters, so it looks like it's all together. And I'm going to try to match these 2 ovens. I think one of them is not an oven, it's just where you can make jam. But yeah, I thought that I should add some cooking stuff in here, because if you have so many fresh vegetables and fruits, it's wonderful to cook with fresh fruits and vegetables. So I did added the pastry oven and the jam station, because it makes sense to me to do so. And definitely imagine like a mom or a grandmother cooking in the kitchen with so many fruits and vegetables, and I don't know, I just like the homemade pie and all of that kind of stuff. So I did add that, and I'm just adding a lot of random decorations around the place. As you can see, I find something, I put it outside, and just add some knickknacks here and there. And I did edit that well, and if you don't know where that well it's from the old meal set from the store. If you don't have it, don't worry, the well's just not going to be there, or it's going to be another object replacing it, so you don't have to worry. But yeah, and I'm just doing the path to it as people actually go there, because if there's no path, it looks like no one goes there, and that's why the grass keeps growing. But yeah, I also had some little plants here in the kitchen, or little vases with plants, because they are supposed to be like those herbs that you use to cook food and to give more flavor. So you kind of, if you have a farm, you have those kind of plants inside your kitchen. And even if you don't, there's a lot of people who keep those herbs inside the kitchen to use, because they like to cook with fresh herbs, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, and I think now I'm going to add the dining table. I'm working on the curtains, but in a minute I will be working on the dining table. And one of the curtains, it's different, I know, but I'm going to notice that, and I'm going to make both of them the same. But yeah, and I had a little bit of problem choosing how I wanted the dining table to be, because I didn't want it to be a small dining table. In the end, I just used one, and it's kind of small. It only has 6 places, or 6 seats, but I wasn't really feeling it with a really big table. So in the end, it's this one, and I did mismatch the chairs, because I think that's kind of typical on a farm to have mismatched chairs, because if you have a lot of seating, you just pick up some chairs and you put them around the place. I don't know, I just think it looks better in a farm with mismatched chairs. And now I'm working on the entrance room, and I did use these kind of corner stairs. If you don't have them, don't worry, you can also use the stairs from I think it was Generations, the curly stairs. And if you don't have those, you can like remove the wall in the middle that divides the room in the front and the room in the back, and you can just make a normal staircase to the up floors, and it will work fine. But as you can see, I did made a little decoration under the stairs, like I created a shelf unit. I'm just going to put some decoration objects there, and I went back to the kitchen to add a little bit more stuff. But yeah, as you can see, like I said before, I do had some decorations here under the stairs, because it just, I don't know, I didn't want it to have that blank space under the stairs, so I did added some decorations. But yeah, I don't know what more to say, because basically now it's me furnishing the house. And I don't know, some of the rooms I really had some doubts. I wasn't sure with what color scheme to go. I think the easiest ones were the bedrooms, which sometimes are the hardest ones. And just a little note there, I don't know if you noticed, but I had those wind, oh my god, I don't know the name of that in English. I have no clue whatsoever, but to get energy, they work with wind, and you get the energy with the movement that wind makes on those machines. I don't remember the name, I'm sorry, but you can get that from the store, and it's free. So if you don't have that, you can go to the store and you can download it for free. And what that actually makes, it makes that the bills that you have to pay have like a 5% discount or something like that. It's the price of your electrical bill, it's lower because you use energy from there. So it's really cool, and you don't have to pay anything to have that object in a game, because it's free, and it comes with a set that I think it's related to a vehicle, like a car. So yeah, you can find it in the store or in other sites if it's not available in the store. I think it is though, but it is free, so you can definitely have it, and it's not custom content if you were wondering. It's definitely from the store, and it's free. If you go to the free section, there's not a free section, but is like a gift section or holiday section. If you go there, you'll probably find like a lot of free kind of sets, and one of them is that one. So here I'm adding all the stuff on the living room, and the living room layout was also hard. I'm going to say that the first floor was the hardest one. And I was going with a blue color scheme, but then I changed. I was really not sure what to do on the living room and the kitchen. I was really hard. I did had a fireplace though, yay, because you kind of need to have a fireplace um, in the living room. You need to have it. Um, so yeah, I'm not sure what color do I make the living room though. I think it's just a brown and beige color, like a boring color. The bedrooms have more color, definitely, but the living room and the kitchen are kind of neutral. It's probably this color that you're seeing right now, but I'm not sure. I'm just creating a shelf unit next to the window as well. And I also added that big clock because I thought that would work really well on a farm. And all the bathrooms have the same color scheme because I can see like the wall of the bathroom there, and they all have the same color scheme. They are all white on the walls and blue on the floor, and it's basically the same furniture or plumbing stuff that I used on the bathrooms. And I also was trying to match the colors of the wood because sometimes the lighting makes the wood have some weird glitches, especially like the colors. Some of them look really different if there's a light nearby. So I was working on it, just adding some objects here and there to make it look more lived in. But yeah, as you can see now, it's getting a little bit more of shape and more lived in and with more furniture. I'm just realizing I'm not sure if I added the TV. I don't remember if I added the TV. Oh my god, maybe I didn't have a TV on the living room, but you can have so much fun with the Charles the chicken, the evil chicken outside, so go and fight with Charles the evil kitchen instead of watching TV. Okay, I added the TV, good. I thought that I didn't have a TV, but I did. Nice. But yeah, as you can see, there's also a chess table, and yeah, and if you didn't realize what I was talking about, the Charles the evil chicken, if you have the chicken coop, you know that you can fight with one specific chicken, which is Charles the evil chicken. I think it's Charles, I'm not sure, but I think it is. So yeah, and I'm sure you can do all kinds of stuff with the cows as well if you do have that set. I mean, not all kinds of stuff. You can have some fun. Okay, that sounds wrong too. You can play in a good way with the cows. I think that sounds a little bit better. But yeah, or you can just go and ride the horses, and yeah, but there's a TV, so yeah, you cannot watch TV too, because it was a little bit bad that wasn't any TV on the entire house, because I know that I didn't put any TV in the other bedrooms in the upstairs. So yeah, I'm glad I did remember to put in a TV, because it's a easy way to have the fun of your Sims going up, so you kind of need a TV when you're playing. And here I'm going to add a computer, I think. I mean, I'm not sure, but I know that I had the computer in the downstairs, so yeah. And I also had this dog house, because you kind of need a big dog, like protecting the farm, I guess. You normally see dogs in farms. That's just, at least me, all the farms that I saw or went to, there are dogs there. Actually, my uncle and my aunt have a farm. It's not their farm, but they kind of live there, and they are the bosses, like they're bosses on the farm, but they paid them to live there and take care of the farm and to basically manage the people that work on the farm. So and they have like a lot of dogs in the farm, like a lot of them, not a lot of them, but they have at least 3 big dogs, and then they have like 1 small dog and 1 cat, and so they just have a bunch of animals there. And of course rabbits and chickens, and one of the dogs ate the chicken. So yeah, That probably sounds really bad, but yeah, one of their dogs eat the chickens, which is, I don't know, it's kind of worried. But yeah, as you can see now, I'm doing the nursery, and I went with a more kind of green and gray color scheme, but I also bring the outside inside with that decoration on the wall with the plants over the crib, and I think it looks really nice. I really like this nursery, and I made the nursery, or the color scheme of the nursery, match with the main bedroom. So the main bedroom is also green and gray. But yeah, and because I matched both colors, I had it was easier for me to do the bedroom itself, because I already had a color scheme in mind. Oh, I actually had a TV. I didn't remember that, but it looks like I had a TV on the main bedroom. But in the other ones, I don't think I did that. I'm pretty sure I didn't. So yeah, as you can see, I'm working on the main bedroom, and there's no door to the nursery. There's like you can go right into the nursery, but you can close the space if you want and have that nursery working as a separate bedroom, because you do have space to have a door through the hallway to the nursery, and just remove that doorway there. So yeah, if the child grows, or if you don't have any baby and you want a family to get here, you can definitely change that doorway and have that to be a separate bedroom. I just wanted to try it out and I like it, so yeah. And as you can see, it's kind of a grummy or grandfather kind of bedroom, but I like it. It's supposed to be a farm and it's not supposed to be modern, so yeah. And here I'm having the bedroom of a little girl or of a teenager, and I'm also going to bring the outside inside with the same decoration over the bed to have some kind of I don't know, to match kind of the inside and the outside, or to bring a little of the outside inside. But yeah, I'm not going to leave those plants on the wall there. I'm going to remove them and have the shelf by itself. But yeah, I'm also going to add some decorations, wall decorations that are related to nature. I think I will remove those tree stickers, and I'm just going to leave the flower ones, because it was too much on that wall. So I definitely know that I'm going to remove either the painting or the stickers. So yeah, I did remove the painting. And here I'm doing a small desk, so you know your sim can do their homework. And I'm also of course adding some storage for clothes, and basically all you need to have in a bedroom. There's no toys though, but you can add them if you want. If it's like a little kid, you can lift the desk and put in like a toy box or a doll house, or you can delete the couch and put in some kind of toys. But I wanted to use this couch, and I think it looks really nice for a little girl and to be near that window, sitting and looking through the window. So yeah, and this one is supposed to be a bedroom for someone older, like a teenage boy or maybe a young adult boy. And I kind of imagine this bedroom to be the bedroom of the kind of son that treats the horses and does races with the horses, kind of the jockey of the family. So yeah, I didn't have any trophies, I just had some decorations in there, but it's definitely more grown up bedroom, and it's a bit more modern as well. But yeah, it's supposed to be for a young adult or a teenager, but it still looks kind of farmy, or it still looks like it brings the outside inside a little bit. But I really like this bedroom, I have to say. It's probably my favorite of all of them. It's really grown up, and I really like the colors, and it looks nice. And I think we are pretty much done. Yeah, we are in the screenshots. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I'm sorry if it was a little bit long, but it takes a lot of time to build a house. So yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and bye!